Hey YouTube, if you enjoy these videos, please like, share, and subscribe for more exploring the American frontier. Hi, I'm Steve with Exploring the American Frontier. If Davy Crockett was the king of the wild frontier, Jim Baker has to be in the running for at least the title of Crown Prince. Who was Jim Baker? Not that Jim Baker. This Jim Baker. The Jim Baker known as Honest Jim Baker was a frontiersman, trapper, hunter, army scout, interpreter, and rancher. You just need a peek into his resume to see why he was held in such high esteem. Probably still in his teens, he became a fur trapper for the famed mountain man Jim Bridger. He was part of the federal army sent against the Mormons when the U.S. government feared the Utah Territory might declare its independence. By many accounts, he married 6 Indian women. He also reportedly served as a scout to General George Custer at the Battle of the Rosebud, just 1 week before Little Bighorn. According to those who knew him, he refused to use spittoons because they were too pretty for such a vile purpose. He was born in Belleville, Illinois, December 19, 1818, just 2 weeks after Illinois had become the 21st state. But when his Scottish-Irish parents sent him to Springfield for his education, he quickly realized book learning wasn't for him. "I didn't like going to school, so I ran away," he told the Denver Post in 1886. On foot, he wound up in St. Louis, where he met Jim Bridger and signed up for an 18-month stint with the American Fur Company on May 22, 1839. He boarded the old steamer St. Peter and left for Kansas City, where Neil boats and packed animals transported the group to Fort Bonneville in the wilds of western Wyoming. Beavers were worth $5, and half a dozen beavers made a good day's catch. So at the first opportunity, he began life for himself, acquiring money enough to return home and notify his parents that he was still alive. It would be his last trip to Illinois. Just months later, Baker rejoined Bridger's band of trappers, but this time, life was anything but peaceful. Indians in the area were becoming increasingly upset over the large number of white immigrants traveling through the area. Fearing an attack imminent, Baker volunteered to find Bridger's friend, Henry Frabb, and tell him to abandon their hunt. There, they had to lively fight with a party of about 500 Sioux, Cheyenne, and Arapahoes. There were 23 in his party. Old Frabb was in command. The Indians made about 40 charges on him, coming up within 10 to 15 paces on him every time. Their object was to draw the fire, but the old Frabb kept shouting, "Don't shoot till you're sure, one at a time." They hid behind stumps. Old Frabb was killed. The 22-year-old Baker immediately took charge, and when darkness fell and the Indians finally withdrew, led the 19 other survivors safely back to Bridger's camp. The near massacre did nothing to squelch Baker's love of adventure. In 1845, Baker joined John Fremont's 3rd expedition to Los Angeles, where he was asked to join a party that included Kit Carson and take a series of dispatches to Washington, D.C. While returning, he was met by General Stephen Kearny, who took messages which allowed Baker to return to his trapping. It was during this time, too, that he became close with the Shoshones, embracing their customs, habits, and religion. In 1847, he was adopted into the tribe, where he was known as the Red-Headed Shoshone. It proved a smart move by the tribe. That fall, while Baker and other tribesmen were on the buffalo hunt, their camp was attacked by the Blackfoot, who killed many while taking others as captives, including the chief's daughter, Marina. Baker reportedly played a major role in rescuing the captives and earned Marina's hand in marriage as a reward. In 1859, having just turned 40, Baker settled down on a tract of land 3 miles north of Denver. He also built a toll bridge and reportedly owned the first Colorado coal mine 18 miles west of Denver. It was the year after the discovery of gold along Cherry Creek set off the Pikes Peak gold rush, but Baker told the Denver paper he had no interest in the yellow metal. For someone like Baker, however, settling down was a relative term. That very same year, Baker was appointed a captain in the Colorado militia. But as more people came, Baker decided he craved more solitude. He told the newspaper that the railroad, which could haul freight at 2 cents per pound, had pushed him out of the area because he couldn't transport goods with mules so cheaply. In 1872, he scouted for a railroad survey party to Salt Lake. The next year, he returned to Wyoming territory. Baker picked up the stakes and moved his family to the ranch in Savory, Wyoming, just across the Colorado River. There, he and his 3 daughters, Isabel, Madeline, and Jenny, chopped cottonwood trees to build their family's cabin. At first, the cabin had 3 stories, with the upper one serving as a watchtower, until it was dismantled as the Indian threat eased. That, however, would take a while. In 1875, Baker, now 56 years old, would join Custer as a scout during the Battle of Rosebud, where Crazy Horse and 750 Lakota and Cheyenne warriors attacked Brigadier General George Crook in a 6-hour battle. Custer would be killed a week later at Little Bighorn. Then, 4 years later, Baker was asked to take part in one last fight. The so-called Meeker Massacre, sparked by the killing of Indian agent Nathaniel Meeker and 10 of his employees by the Utes in Colorado. Through it all, Baker escaped unscathed, at least in battle. While visiting Denver late in life, he was showing a friend a Spencer carbine. According to an 1895 Denver Daily News article, the gun exploded in his hands, tearing off his right thumb and leaving fragments buried in his face and chest. Thanks to a Denver surgeon, however, Baker would nearly make it into his 80th birthday. Then on May 15th, 1898, Baker died quietly in his cabin, and his body was laid to rest in a small cemetery overlooking his beloved Little Snake River Valley, far from his hometown that he had escaped so many decades before. Hey guys, if you like this video, please make sure to smash that like button, share this with your friends, and subscribe. And always get out there and explore the American frontier.